Now, verse 2. The oracle begins with a bang. What are you doing, my son? What are you doing, son of my womb? What are you doing, son of my vows? Now, the Hebrew is more intense than even the ESV has here. If you have a New King James, my audio Bible is in New King James, and I saw that it reflects what the Hebrew says. It doesn't have the words, are you doing, right? That's probably what she's asking him. But instead, in Hebrew, it's just, what, my son? What, son of my womb? What, son of my vows? The triple repetition here is giving us an intensity and a passion to this question that she is asking. She wants to have her son's attention. She'll give him plenty of advice and wisdom in the remaining of the chapter, but right now, here at the beginning of this oracle, what she wants him to do is to pause and consider what he's doing. And indeed, this is where wisdom has to begin, right? It's all too easy for us to coast through life. And as we see throughout scriptures, we tend to, throughout our life, we tend to have our routines and go through autopilot in life, sort of like how when you're driving and you kind of check out and then you kind of wake up and you realize, oh, I have not been paying attention to anything, right? I have literally been driving on autopilot. We do that in our lives all the time, right? Scarily frequently. But the Bible repeatedly warns us against sleepwalking through life. God calls us to stay awake and to be watchful. He tells us to be sober-minded and to pay attention because life matters and what we do in our lives matter. They matter eternally. And so perhaps we can begin with that same question. Before we get into any of the other parts of Proverbs 31, what are you doing? Annie Dillard has one of my favorite quotes of all time. She says, how we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. And she says, of course, right? Like that should be common knowledge, but we forget that all the time, right? That what you do with one day of your life is what you're doing with your life. Because all of our lives are built upon each day at a time, right? And so ask this question. Are you spending your days how you want your life to be spent?